Alright, Scorpion, I know you're trying to kill me and all, but I gotta ask, how do you get your mask over your lips while still showing your teeth? Wait, mask over my... Oh, Spider-Man, this isn't a mask! This is just what my face looks like! Oh. Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Average Review. Once again, doing more of the Spider-Man Review Week with the Spider-Man Far From Home Wave Comic Chameleon. Now, quickly before I get into the sculpting and paint of this figure, I just want to quickly say that the 2-year anniversary of the Average Review series is coming up in a little less than a week, so if you guys have any questions for me about the Average Review series or just action figures in general, then leave them down below in the comments and I'll answer them in the anniversary video. Enough dilly-dallying though, let's get into how the Scorpion looks. Now this Scorpion figure is on a nearly all-new body mold. I think nearly everything except like the boots and probably the hands and also the pelvis piece. Those are, to my knowledge, the only reused parts on this figure. At the time, everything on here, except those, were all new and sculpted. Obviously, they have, a fairly standard-looking Marvel Legends style body, but the main difference is the sculpted-in lines running across nearly every part of the Scorpion's costume. The body's also got this really nice shiny emerald green paint, along with these nice darker greens on the gloves, boots, and whatever you call the underwear on the outside superheroes wear. But hey, he also comes with a really good head sculpt of the Chameleon's mask. If you think about it, the Chameleon's got a really weird mask. His teeth are showing, but also his lips and nose are skin tight and covered up by the mask. It's a tad strange looking, but hey, that's how the Scorpion looked in his early appearances, and they did a really good job capturing it. But a Scorpion figure isn't complete without his tail. Now, we're going to talk about this more in posability, but in terms of the sculpting, it's very nice. You can see all the lines running through, the same shiny green, and a really nice point at the end right here. But hey, let's talk about articulation now, and for the most part, it's fairly standard. He's got a disc hinge at the neck, which allows him to look up this far, look down this far, spin his head around, and get a bit of wobble around. He's got arms that can raise a bit above 90 degrees, biceps swivel, and of course, the arms can spin around like so. Double jointed elbows with a really good bend, and wrists that can swivel and hinge up or down. Now, one of the most different parts about this figure is that he's got a diaphragm joint, so he can bend forward like so, not bend backward much because of that tail, but he can turn around and tilt side to side. But he's also got a waist cut, which also allows him to spin around. He's got ball-jointed hips that let him kick forward a tad above 90 degrees, and get a pretty good split. Now he's also got a thigh cut right here, double jointed knees with an alright bend, boot cut which allows him to rotate around right there, and feet that can hinge backwards, forwards, and pivot side to side. Now, there's one more part I need to discuss in the posability section. His tail. You might see it already, but it's actually a bendy wire tail, which is, well, fantastic, but it's not without problems. Obviously, a bendy wire tail is great, especially for Scorpion, but it's a bit stiff, It's really hard to get into certain dynamic poses, which is something I feel like most people would want from a bendy wire tail like this. But hey, that doesn't mean it's a bad bendy wire tail. The fact we're getting a bendy wire tail for a $20 action figure at the time, that's amazing, especially with all the new tooling on this guy. But hey, let's get on to the comparisons. Starting off with the standard male and female bodies I use for these comparisons. Renew Your Vows, Spider-Man, and Spinneret. But hey, it's Spider-Man week, so let's bring out some more Spideys, being the Amazing Fantasy 15 First Appearance Spidey on the left, and the Vulture 2-pack Ultimate Spidey on the right. I'm also bringing out the No Way Home Final Swingsuit, since at the end of Spider-Man Homecoming, the Scorpion was teased, and it's never gone anywhere yet. Even after, 7 years? Oh, well, I hope they solve that issue soon, and I hope to God Spider-Man isn't getting another supermassive multiverse movie. But hey, speaking of No Way Home, we gotta bring out the Marvel Legends J. Jonah Jameson from that movie. Not only because, J. Jonah Jameson's a super important Spider-Man character, but he was also the person that ended up creating the Scorpion. Yeah, hiring a scientist to inject a guy with the instincts of a scorpion and giving him a giant scorpion tail to track down Spider-Man wasn't the brightest idea in retrospect. But hey, for more Spidey antagonists, we gotta bring out the SPDR Wave Doc Ock and the Rhino Wave Chameleon. Let's also bring out the retro-carded Rhino, cause who doesn't love this guy? Let's also bring out another big guy from the retro Spider-Man line, being the Kingpin of Crime, Wilson Fisk. Also, hey, here's Ultimate Vulture, since Adrian Toomes appeared in Spider-Man Homecoming, just like the Chameleon briefly did. But hey, let's also bring out Venom, cause at one point in the comics, Mac Gargan, the Scorpion, had the Venom symbiote and was Venom for a good while. Now, this Venom is Eddie Brock, specifically the version from the Life Foundation 3-pack. But hey, it's a version of Venom. Let's also bring out the Deluxe Marvel Legends Toxin, since he shares the same body mold as the Monster Venom Build-A-Fig, which looks pretty similar to Mac Gargan's Venom design. But hey, a Spider-Man related review ain't complete without Spider-Man's greatest foe, the Green Goblin. On the left is the Toy Biz Onslaught Wave version, and on the right is the Hasbro Sandman Wave version. But hey, my reviews are truly incomplete without showing the figure off with Hitmonkey and Goliath. In terms of this guy's accessories, other than his tail, he doesn't really have any. He came with one of the legs for the Molten Man Build-A-Fig from Far From Home, but I don't have that piece since I got mine loose. Speaking of getting him loose, you can get this guy for around $25 on eBay. There was also a retro-carded version in the animated series color palette that also goes for around the same price. That one doesn't have the metallic sheen that this one has, which is unfortunate, but his mask does make, a bit more sense since his lips and teeth aren't bleeding through a mask, that part's just open. Either way, this is a really solid figure of the Scorpion. He's well sculpted and has a lot of unique, new tooling, especially with that tail. The tail, however, is where I'm gonna dock some points, since I wish it was just a bit more posable. For all I know, mine might just be an odd one out, and most of them are a bit more loose, yet still hold their shape. But still, this figure is getting a commendable 8 out of 10. A solid Scorpion that's great for your Spidey collection, no matter whether you're getting this Steve Ditko version or the animated series version. Goodbye, everyone, and have a great day.